AMW's streak of all-time classics is over, Liam.
Yeah, it is a shame, but it couldn't last forever.
They just have a nice little title match.
Kind of was just, it's all right,
It's a good little mid-card tag match. Nothing more, nothing less. So January 21st, we have a segment in which Kid Kash and Dallas, still Dallas, I think here, confronts AMW backstage. It's like they become the hunted because they're tag champs. Harris says he welcomes the hunt and they'll take on anybody, which causes Kid Kash and Dallas to walk up and be like, we have history with you. We're 2-time tag champs in our own right. How about we make that 3-time tag champs?
It's a good enough reason to go for a title.
Yeah. The Naturals face Shazarian then in a match that ends in a no contest when Kash and Dallas run in. TNA is like, this match will help us determine the challengers against all odds, and I guess because Kash and Dallas beat both teams up, I guess that makes them tag contenders.
I mean, it's wrestling, I guess.
It does feel like they're building to like a contenders match here between like these three teams in some way, and then Kash and Dallas just end up number one contenders.
Because they have a personal grudge.
That's true.
Which outweighs all rankings, as we know.
Brawl broke out, AMW ran out, attacked all of them, security broke them up. January 28th, Kash and Hoyt, again named Hoyt, the January 28th episode, defeated Sabin and Hardy, which maybe is the match that made them number one contenders. I don't know.
Yes, because number two contenders, Chris Sabin and Jeff Hardy.
That makes sense. Both very good tag team wrestlers, as we've discussed.
As I was talking about, like the one cool thing I want to say about Naturals and Shazarian is that I do enjoy seeing heels on heels. Because like that's not a combination we've really seen much from.
Yeah, and we're coming toward the end of Frankie in this run, which is again one of those convenient timing things, given he just returned to Impact full time right before we recorded this. But we don't need to you don't have to do a career eulogy yet, Liam. He's not gone. He has another match in the next pay-per-view cycle, but then he's gone.
I'm not doing a eulogy until 2027 or something.
When he's gone for good.
Yeah.
Main event of one of these episodes, it's the Go Home Show, is America's Most Wanted Dustin Rhodes versus Kid Kash, Lance Hoyt, and Raven.
I do love an all-star tag leading into a pay-per-view. It may be the laziest booking possible, but I like it.
I am right there with you. Where it's just like, there is no ideas. We don't know what to do in a Go Home Show with these guys. Let's just throw them in an all-star tag. But also, I enjoy it, and I always like seeing like the stars from different programs interact with each other heading into a pay-per-view. And they're like, this match was nothing special. I think I gave it like 2.75. It was a solid little TV main event. They
had some like really fun like strings of offense in this, which I thought was neat. Where like they were all coming in and hitting stuff one after each other.
Yeah, it's the easiest match to do well. And I get why promoters, since the start of pay-per-view cycles, have booked, how about we throw 2 or 3 of our matches together and throw it on the Go Home Show as a tag. Because it gets all those people on the Go Home Show, and you'll have a pretty good match. And I'm happy. That's one of those like lazy booking tropes that you can just do every time and I'm fine.
And if you ever play TW with Garrett,
I do. I am very fond of it. So that brings us to Against All Odds, where Kid Kash and Lance Hoyt, I have to get up saying Kid Kash and Dallas, challenged AMW for the NWA World Tag Team titles.
It was fine.
Yeah, good little match. I think like 3.25-ish, whatever we gave it. Check our star ratings at tnachat.com. Yeah, they had a nice little story where Hoyt clotheslined and hip tossed Storm on the floor, and then Storm sold his back for most of the match, including Hoyt. The coolest spot in the match was hitting a top rope sidewalk slam on Storm.
I thought, Hoyt's been stepping up a bit.
Yeah, there was a note about how people are like impressed with him, that he's kind of gone about things the right way, not like desperately trying to get attention for himself or come in there with a chip on his shoulder and attitude. He's just come in there happy to learn, happy to improve, and happy to get any opportunity he can. So it seems Hoyt's impressing a lot of people, even though he never really gets pushed in this TNA run.
I specifically said that hoping you would bring that point up. We're just rocking here, baby.
That's podcast co-host instincts. Thank you.
We're the greatest of all time. Keep us in mind for the VOW Podcast Awards.
Definitely real thing. Kash hit Storm with the tag titles, but Storm kicked out. Then Storm rallied to hit a death sentence to retain the titles. It's a nice little finish where Storm like tried to lift him. It's funny, they did it with Hoyt rather than Kash, but tried to lift Hoyt for the death sentence. His back gave out, but then rallied and the crowd got behind him, and then they hit it and they retained the titles.
You didn't see, but I gave it a thumbs up.
Far from the all-time classics from the last 2 months, but a nice little pay-per-view title defense.
Yeah.